Good morning. Welcome to Peace Out. It's a good day to peace out. I already got a whole bunch of stuff on my mind this morning. I don't know about you. I mean, like, my mind's just going 100 miles an hour. See, here's the deal. Minor stuff, first world problems, right? But I got a camera, but it doesn't work with anything I've got. It doesn't plug into anything, so I'm trying to decide to send it back. I need some adapters. I don't know. I'm just in so I'm still stuck with my old computer. You can probably hear it in the background because it's making all kinds of noise. So I'm probably going to just switch over to my phone until I decide what to do. So I'm looking at so many different options, but I got a really nice camera. I can do awesome podcasts and awesome. I got a good mic, I think. It better be. And a tripod to put it on that doesn't hold it up though. I got to send that back because it was just cheap when they sent along with it. And it won't hook up to one computer. I didn't even try it on this one, and it won't hook up to the phone. I don't have the SD card, but who uses an SD card anymore, right? Anyway, so I've got all these little first world problems I've been trying to sort through and figure out what's the best option. What's my ultimately best option to do here. So to keep the videos going, and I want to do some other videos too. I want to do some podcast, and I want to do some, and I can do that all with Zoom if I can get that all to work because I can record it and then separate it all out and put the video over there and the soundtrack over there and all that. But anyway, just working on stuff and thinking. How was your weekend? As you can tell, my brain's been just going all over the place, trying all kinds of different things and new things, and that's good for old people, right? As we get older, we need to learn new things because that keeps us going, right? That keeps our little poor little brainos going, right? Anyway, I hope you're having a great Monday. Hope you're having a great week. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I had a couple of days with family. It was nice. Played some games, visited, caught up, and saw some new baby. One of the new babies in our family. We've got two new babies, but I saw one of them over the week holidays. The other one still, the mama's having some trouble getting around, right? So and that happens. So we got them in our prayers. But got to see one of the new babies in our family. We had two new babies this year. So life goes on, even when we don't feel like it, right? Anyway, actually yesterday at some point this verse came across my mind, and I don't remember what I was exactly going through. I was probably frustrated and pouring it all out to God, telling him, I got this camera and now it doesn't work and this doesn't work and I don't know what to do, and probably might have started with that at least, and then it probably would just went downhill from there, right? But anyway, I was giving God a list, and I was like, I don't know. But this verse came to mind last night. A very familiar verse, especially if you spend any time like I did in the Baptist church. Romans 8:28. Actually, Romans 8:28 is not within any kind of church at all, but it's kind of our answer to everything we don't understand. I don't know what to do with this situation, but I know this verse. I don't know what to do with that situation, but I know this verse. I don't know the answer to this question or how to solve this, but I know this verse. This is our answer to almost everything we don't know, because it starts out with, and we know. We know, Romans 8:28, we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. So, when we get a situation, we're praying about something, and we're going, I don't know why we're not getting the right answers, which are the ones we want. Come on, God, this is the answer I want. This is the one you're giving, and it's not matching. Or we're crying out for healing, or for provision, or for whatever our heart is crying out for, and we're not getting exactly what we want, or it's not packaged the way we want. Our answer is always, well, we know that God's going to make all these things work together for good. That's just one of those things. That's just what God does. He pulls all these things together. So then as I was looking at this, I was like, you know what? Right after this, Paul goes through, he might have even done it before. I'm looking real quick. Right after he gives this scripture, and just the end of the verse, he talks about all these things that aren't going to separate us from God's love. He talks about tribulation. He says, let's see, tribulation, distress, persecution, famine, nakedness, peril, sword, any kind of lack, any kind of dire circumstances are still, it's kind of sandwiched between God's going to cause everything to work together to good, and that we are always more than conquerors through God, right? So he sandwiched his list in between there: persecution, distress, tribulation, famine, nakedness. And I thought, wow, that's an interesting place to put that, because first he says God's going to make everything work together. Even if here's our list of all the things that are going on, we're still more than conquerors. So he sandwiched it. And I was, wait. Paul has another list. He has another list, and we use this scripture a lot too, and it's over in 2 Corinthians 12, or actually, I guess the list is in 11, where he says, I've had stripes, I've been in prison, I've faced death, I've been beaten 3 different times, with rods, beaten with stripes. He was stoned 3 times. He was shipwrecked. He spent a night and a day in the deep, in the water, waterlogged, in journeys and perils of robbers. So he has this whole, among false brethren, sleeplessness, hunger and thirst, fastings, cold, nakedness, all these things. He had his list over here in 2 Corinthians 2, but he leads up to God saying, "My grace is sufficient for you." So I was thinking about that. I was like, man, well, I got a list. I'm not gonna give it to you, right? You're welcome, right? But I was looking at both of these scriptures that we hold on to so much. My grace is sufficient for you. To know that God's grace is sufficient for today, and to know that in everything, God's gonna work it out for good, and we're gonna win ultimately, right? But we still got that list. What do we do with the list? Right? We got this list. I've got a list, and I know you've got a list. Here's all the things at the top on my list of the things I'm dealing with today. And I don't know how to handle them. I don't know where to put them. I don't know how to navigate through them. I don't know even how to find peace in the middle of it. Right? But I know. And here's where the peace comes, right? I know that all of these things God is going to use for good in my life. Somehow his grace is going to be enough to wiggle through my list of stuff and come into my heart and give me that peace that I need to make it for today. His grace helps all of his provision come through all of my big list of all the ways I need him, right? And maybe he doesn't answer every one. I mean, these two lists are very different in Romans. Well, they're very similar and very different at the same time, because in 2 Corinthians 11, Paul's given us the exact things that he had gone through, and I don't think any of us have a list quite like that. I hope not. He faced so many things, and yet in the middle of it, and then he's asking God for this one little thing. But see, I got this one little thing, God, I want you to take care of. I got all that. That list is okay, but there's this one thing, and that's where God goes, my grace is enough. And over here, he's like, it doesn't matter what all we go through, what all we face, we can't be separated from God's love, and God's going to work all those things on our list out for good. It does not mean he's going to erase everything on the list. It doesn't mean that the list is just going to go away and then we have this state of bliss and we never have to worry about anything again, right? But in the middle of our list, there's grace. So maybe we have two lists. Maybe we have a list of all the stuff we're dealing with. Maybe we have this list of all the stuff that we're giving it to God, and that's the good part, right? Because God gets my list all the time. God, I got this, 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 and this, and I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know how to handle it, and I don't even know what to think about it. But this is dropping me just off the edge a little bit because I got this, I got this, I got this, and God's going, just look how my grace comes in between all those. Just watch me work, Watch me work and bring my grace in between all of those. And in the middle of all of that, with His grace being intertwined in those situations and circumstances in our lives that make up that list, we also have this unending love that He never gets to the point where He goes, oh, that was it. Nah, I'm out. He never says, oh, I'm unplugging my grace. That's it. I don't have enough grace for that. We never hear those sort of things. So no matter what our lists and no matter what our lists look like and how many lists we have, His grace and His love are going to intertwine all in the middle of all of that. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to carry us through all of it. He may not make it all go away, like that's what I think. I'm like, just make it all go away, right? But He's like, right in the middle of it, we're going to see that grace and that love, and we're going to see them mixed together and pull us through, or push us through, or make a way through the sea. God's a way maker. That's an amazing song. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. He is a way maker. He made a way through the sea. He made a way through the fire. He made a way out of the lion's den. He made a way out of the pit for Joseph. He's always making a way, but He doesn't make those things always go away immediately. Joseph got out of that prison, but he spent years there, right? Daniel spent the whole night in the lion's den. God didn't just go, nope, not today, and put him outside, right? He went through that night in the lion's den until morning when they came to get him, and he was fine. God made a way through it. He doesn't always pick us up, shake us off, and put us somewhere else, right? But he's going to make a way through it. And in the middle of that, we get to watch his grace work in our lives. We get to experience this love that goes beyond any circumstance. We get to experience a peace that we can't even understand because we're going, I don't know how you're going to get me through this. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this emotionally, physically, financially, whatever the situation is. I don't know how this is all going to come out in the end, but I know that in the end I'll still be standing in your love. I'll still be wrapped in your grace, and I'll still have your mercy undergirding me, and I'll still have peace in my heart and mind because I trust that God's going to get me through all the things on my list, right? So we got this hope today that no matter how long our list is, no matter how detailed our list is, or how complicated our list is, or how long it is, God's grace is enough. His love doesn't go away, and his peace is still going to reign in our hearts, right? Peace out today. He's got this. He's got you. Give him your list. Let him work on it, right? You've probably already worked on it. If you're like me, I've already been working on it and I hadn't gotten any success. So I'm just going to give him my list today. So I can encourage you today. Go ahead and write it out even if you want to. And just go, God, this is my list and I don't even know. So help. And he goes, I got the grace for that. You can't put anything on that list that God goes, oh, everything but that. That I don't know what to do with. That I can't cover. That I can't help. No. Anything on that list, God's got the grace for, and you can still have peace in your heart even when you're facing hard circumstances and difficult situations in your life, right? So have a great day, you guys. Peace out. You can trust him with it. He's got the grace to cover it, and his love will still carry you through it. Have a great day. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow.